边，对不对？还有另外一个是我们的菲菲。不按照顺序的啊，来，大家一起掌声一下，我们一起分享一下这份喜悦。师大附中白明远数学班排第1名，奖学金1000块，来，恭喜快！要拍照吗？啊，到。哎呀，礼钱。OK， 好，再来，这个也表现也是很好。成功高中郑立成这个数学班排第2名，校排其实好像也很高，第3、第4。还不知道是不是？没有啊，位置很棒。OK， 好，好，再来啊，宜贤大直高中，宜贤这个班排第2名，奖金500，哎，宜贤也不错了哈。再来，中山女中蔡婉华也是一样，班排第2名，这个不错，奖金也是500，来。刚刚有漏掉一个。唐艺轩啊，唐艺轩，新店高中唐艺轩也进步很多，数学班排第3，奖学金300，来。不错啊。OK， 孙杰安进步非常多，这次是数学班排第3名。好，来掌声，快。还有一个是许书伟，许书伟今天没有来，对不对哈？所以许书伟也是一样，捐出来是吧？再来，还有一个同学进步非常多，嘉慈他本来校排是100多名，这次已经到38名，而且数学这次考了89分，也很棒啊！这是我们的进步人。今天生日，真的啊？哎，这生日很重要，一个30岁生日对女儿很重要。OK， 好，那么还有一个让各位同学稍微了解一下，这个要不要请？好 ，OK， 来，我们欢迎一下这个 A 大哥，这个让你看一下一些风景，然后呢，顺便等一下我们披萨马上就来，好不好？来。
其实中文不太好，那我
你用英文，我们这里英文比较好。You can speak English， 我是翻译，不好意思啊，这个是我的身份。
So what I'm here doing today is I'm going to be presenting Grace Learning Center, which is a summer camp that's going to America, obviously. This Grace Learning Center, we're basically we're trying to have you guys speak English. So instead of just learning English here, we want you to speak it and experience what it's like being in America. So I don't know if you guys understand. Raise your hand if you guys understand what I just said.
这个翻译有那个梦恩。
他这个就是说梦阳数学教的很好。
So while we're setting up, because I just introduced myself, and I want to know what who I'm speaking to. So I'd like you guys to introduce yourself to me. Okay, English name. Okay. So say your English name. That's 1. 2 is what would you guys like to do on 端午节, which is Dragon Ball Festival. Okay. So starting with you. Yeah. Just say your name, and then what would you like to do on Dragon Ball Festival or 端午节 in English? What was that? Ashley. I would like to eat, sleep, fly, anything. Go shop. Alright, cool. What's your name?
Vance.
Vance? Okay. Do nothing. Yeah. I like to do that too.
I'm
Selena?
Selena. I have to do my presentation.
Oh, just like me. Alright. That's cool. Alright. One more thing. Can you guys speak louder so that making sure that the whole room hears you? Just not just me. I want everyone to know who you are in English. Can you speak louder? I can hear. Stay at home. What was your name? Cynthia. Alright, black shirt.
My name is Mike.
Mike. That's really cool. What is that?
When did you change
Is that
your
your wallet?
name?
What?
When did
Mine is my
you
shoe.
Okay. What would you like to do on Dragon Ball Festival?
I think I'm going to sit all day and I'm going to take English class and
Okay, lady sitting behind Mike.
Oh, my name is Grace.
Grace.
I would like to eat rice dumpling.
Rice and dumplings.
My name is Sheila.
What was that?
Sheila.
Sheila.
And I have to go to the craft school.
Alright, the lady speaking to the other lady.
My name is Vicky.
Becky?
Vicky.
Vicky. With B, right? Okay. What would you like to do on Dragon Ball Festival? Eating? Eating what? So if I give you cockroaches, you eat that too? Cockroaches. Okay, alright. Picture. Andy? Your name's Andy? Andy, oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say. Alright, you.
My name is Alex. I like to sleep.
every day.
Sounds very interesting. Alright,
My name is Alex.
what was that? Angles? Angles, as in like, right, angle, angles. Angus? Angus. Cool name. Basketball. You like Jeremy Lin? Okay. Alright, green shirt. Julia. Wow, that's terrible. Tomorrow's a holiday, right? That's terrible. I feel sorry for you. I'm so sorry. Alright, white shirt. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. Basketball. Alright, pink sweater. I can't hear you. Elaine. Okay. Watch TV. Well, I shouldn't ask you this because I don't know any TV shows here, but what kind of TV shows do you like to watch? Korean drama? Have you seen Secret Garden? Yeah, you have?
Secret God.
The best.
秘密花园。Just show.
Alright, wait, sure. Union. Watch TV. You also like watching Korean drama? You like Japanese drama? Instead? Alright.
My name is Kathy.
Cassie?
I will go out with my friends
I guess did I skip someone? Something on my face? Okay, go in the back. Oh. Can't hear you. You might need a microphone.
My name is Jenny.
Jenny? Okay.
I'm just staying at home tomorrow.
Stay at home tomorrow. That's good. Okay, we got everybody, right? That's a yes. I take that as a yes. Alright. Anyway. So, I was talking about presenting some place called Grace Learning Center. And so this Grace Learning Center, where this is basically a, we go to America and we will be learning English, learning about American culture, and basically learn about what it's like to be studying in America. Alright, so I know I just told you guys my name's Alan, but to go even deeper, I'm actually a college student. First year in college, you know, it was good and bad. Take it or leave it, but so I'm in college, and the thing, I was born here, so I moved to America when I was 10 years old. Okay, so I kind of understand what it's like studying in Taiwan and what it's like studying in America. And to be honest, there's a huge difference. There's a huge gap between what it's like studying in these two places. And what I would just like to say is that in Taiwan, I lived in a generation where teachers get to hate you and get to call you names, like you're stupid, you're dumb. Okay? So I was living in that time era. Just letting you guys know. I don't know if teachers still call you names or hit you in the face. No, right? That's good. Okay. So basically, Taiwan teachers, for me, seem like kind of evil people. But no offense, I mean, like, teachers like you guys are best right now. Alright, but what I'm trying to say is, there's a difference between Taiwan teachers and American teachers. And I think when I went to America, alright, when I showed them my Taiwan grades, do you guys know the Yo Jia B, right? Thing? It's like the A, B, C, D, A plus, B plus. So my grade book was like Jia, Jia, E, right? And then a B. So I'm a pretty bad student, as you guys can see, right? Because back then, I remember all my classmates was Jia, yo, Jia, something like that. And I was nowhere there. But when I show it to teachers like in America, the first thing they told me was, "Are you a genius?" That's the first time I've been called a genius. And I thought he was making fun of me, right? It was strange, it was weird, and best of all, I was surprised. But the thing with America is that they encourage you to do things, even if you're not the best at it. Okay, so you could be getting a D minus in English class, and your teacher will be like, you can do it, right? In Taiwan, for me, it was like, oh, you leave, you're pretty stupid, don't come to school. So you guys still understand what I'm talking about, right? if you guys have any questions, you guys can raise hands. I'll take that as a yes. Alright, so what is Grace Learning Center? Alright, as I told you guys before, it's an English summer camp that invites students to visit America and to learn English on a deeper level and to learn American culture on a deeper level. And this is important because I see you guys learn English, right? Be like, oh, cat is C-A-T, dog is D-O-G, right? When will be the first time that you're going to use these words? Almost never, right? Because in Taiwan, you're speaking what? Chinese and Taiwanese, right? And what is, so you guys learn English, but you guys don't speak it. So how do you guys preserve this knowledge? You guys still understand, right? You guys have like blank faces on your faces. Okay. So how will Grace Learning Center help students grow? And I have a couple of lists here. So I'm actually an assistant in the Grace Learning Center. And so if you come to Grace Learning Center, I'll be the one that you guys will see the most. I'll basically be your best buddy. Alright? But so the first point, how will we use Grace Learning Center to help you grow in terms of English, in terms of yourself, is that we're going to use English to define English. So we're not gonna say table is 桌子. We're not gonna tell you that. We're gonna tell you table is a four-legged structure that you place stuff on. It's a furniture. We're gonna say this is a table. Okay? We're not gonna say that's 桌子. Alright? We're not gonna say this is 白板. Alright? And I can't identify any other things because my Chinese is terrible. So you guys get the point, right? We're going to use English to define English, so that you don't say, oh, that's 水瓶, so I call it water bottle. No, you don't convert Chinese to English. You convert English to English. All right. So second point, make English more appealing to students. So why do you guys learn English? Mike, why do you learn English? Because you told me you're going to study English somewhere, I think, tomorrow.
When some foreigner asks me direction, I can answer.
Okay, that's good. Do you guys, by any chance, learn English because you have to? Is anyone here doing that? Learning English because you have to, because you want good grades, something like that. Because that's not the case here. We want you to learn English because we want you to have fun learning. Okay, so story time. Back when I was in Taiwan, I would be sitting basically at that corner. Pretending this is a classroom, right? I would be sitting at that corner and going like this. Why? Because I'm not listening. And two is because it's boring. I don't want to learn about what was I learning? I don't even know. I was learning math. I was learning addition, 1 + 1. I don't want to learn that. I don't want to learn Chinese because the teacher is telling me, dude, you're an idiot. You shouldn't learn. And so there was no point for me to learn. And what we're trying to do is we want to make English fun, right? English can be fun. Learning can be fun, all right? You guys can be going to school and be like, oh, school's terrible, right? Who goes to school? Who made school? Right? But we're trying to make it so that school is fun, right? You guys can look at me thinking I'm crazy and I'm a nerd or anything, but in America, learning is fun. They make you feel like a genius, okay? So what that does is that you feel like a genius and you want to learn more. And so we're trying to make English like a piece of cake to use. Okay? The third point is challenge students to speak publicly with others. like what I'm doing right now. Right? Probably 5 years ago, you would kill me and I would not be here right now. Right? Because I would not want to speak English in a public area because I thought my English is terrible. I still think so. But I'm standing here today is because I find English fun. And so we want you guys to have the courage to speak English to each other. That's why I force you guys to, introduce yourself, like what is your name and what you guys want to do on Dragon Ball Festival. And so the fourth point, encourage students to express themselves freely. So what this means is that we want to push you guys to become who you want to be, right? Like, I don't know, a baker, a fisherman, driver, whatever, right? You don't have to be the same blob that everyone wants you to be. You don't have to be something that your parents or your teachers want you to be. See, this is the Asian Trinity, okay? This is the Asian Trinity that most Asian parents want you to be. A doctor, engineer, and lawyer, right? Every single parent wants you to become a doctor, lawyer, or an engineer. Am I right? None? No? Shake heads? No? Can I get the answer, please? You guys are like asleep. Yes or no? Sometimes. All right, some of your parents are like that. I know my mom was. But we don't want that. We don't want you to feel restricted, to feel like, oh, I have to be a doctor because my parents told me to. I have to be an engineer because my teacher said, that's your only way, or anything else. We want you to express yourself, to, again, speak publicly to others so others know you, who you are, and you don't have to be like a robot programmed to talk the same thing over and over again. All right, so the fifth point, last point, less memorizing and more learning. So for English, we don't want you, we really don't want you to memorize. I stopped memorizing English like 3 years ago. Okay. If you want me to remember a word, I don't remember words. I have a very bad memory. Okay. Like right now, if you want me to go back to my house in Taiwan, I'm going to be lost forever. The thing with English is that we want you to be learning it. There's a difference between knowing English and learning English. Knowing English is saying that, I know words. You know words, you know clock, window, door, right? How are you going to put these three words together? That's learning it. How do you use these words to become a sentence, to become an essay, to become a presentation? That's learning. Experience. You guys are like bored out of your mind, I can tell. Alright. So we picked Boston for our Grace Learning Center, and so why Boston? Because Boston. So Boston is one of the oldest and largest city in the U.S. And it was the center of American Revolution. Do you guys know what American Revolution is? It's when America was basically flipped the table at England, right? They basically told England, I'm not your kid anymore. I'm going to fly like a new nation, right? So Boston was the center. So everything that happened in the American Revolution, or not everything, most of the things that happened in the American Revolution was happening in Boston. And so Boston knew all about it. And like the Boston Tea Party where they dumped the tea in the water, Massacre, Battle of Bunker Hill, stuff like that. Why is that important? Because we want you to learn American culture. And so where's the best place to learn a country's culture? In the place where the country formed. Because Boston was the place where America, it was the birthplace for America, basically. And so, another thing about Boston is that when you go to New York, when you go to places like New York City, to me, when I go to New York City, I feel like I'm back in Taiwan. Because it's all tall buildings, there's so many lights, cars, people. But in Boston, it's like, you have buildings like this. Right? You don't see that in Taiwan, right? Right? You don't see this in Taiwan. Or, I don't think you do. That building has been preserved ever since Boston was formed, back in the days. And so, Boston basically looks like this. And you see buildings like these, they're not modernized. They're not today's building where it's tall, where there's so many lights, or it looks like Taiwan 101. No, these are just like short, looks fat, looks old. But that's basically where the history comes from, where the Boston American culture came from. Alright, so these are some of the pictures. Alright, so you guys know Boston is also important because there's Harvard, right? That's the place where everyone wants to go. And so Harvard, and that was a picture of us taken right next to a sculpture of John Harvard. And so there's places like ice skating. We'll be skating in like an arena just for us. So you won't be skating with like strangers around you. The whole entire field is given to us. And so why is this fun? So you guys don't have to worry about, if you don't know how to skate, because they'll give you boxes. So basically, I don't know how to skate. So they give me boxes like this, so I look like that, one of those old people going like this. Yeah. But skating is pretty fun, I'll admit. And then we'll be visiting like a place called Hammond Castle. So this place is really cool. You see these structures? This is actually right under a castle. You guys know what a castle is, right? It's actually a castle. I'm not even joking. It's like, you guys see in cartoons, there's like knights armor, and there's like secret dungeons. This castle has everything. It has dungeons. It has skeletons too, which is kind of weird. It has everything basically that you can imagine in a dungeon. There's weapons. Well, you're not going to touch the weapons, but there's like axes, maces, and then there's really a lot of cool things like there's secret doors too. And there's going to be a tour guide that will help us with these. And so I'm just showing you guys some of the pictures that of the places that we visited. So this is a good Harbor Beach, and I can only say that this beach is awesome because there's waves. There's really high waves. It goes up to here. You guys know what waves are? Tides. High long. All right, I'll just tell you guys. High long. Because you guys seem blank. Anyway. So there's high tides that goes up to here. I like to say that I'm a pretty tall guy. It goes up to here. So it can wash me away. It can probably wash most of you guys away. And then we go to places like UN, United Nations. I know there's a translation here, but yeah, you guys know what United Nations are. And United Nations, I have not much to say about United Nations. It's just united. All right. So at the end, near the end of the Grace Learning Center, near the end of the program, we go to New York. We travel to New York. We go to places like Times Square. So this is actually the outer part of Times Square. And yeah. And then Walden Pond. I don't know if you guys know the person named Walden. He's like the super duper green guy. Well, he's not actually green. When I say green, I mean he absolutely loves nature. Like Mother Nature. Like he's a tree hugger. Do you guys know what tree huggers are? Yes? No? They love trees. So they love nature to a point where if you're going to cut a tree, you're going to have to cut through that person first before you cut the tree. Okay? So they're nature lovers. Right? They don't live in big buildings, they don't dress in tuxedo. They're like cavemen, basically. They live in the woods. That's Walden. He wrote a really famous book about, it's literally called Walden Pond. And this person actually lives right over here in the woods. Yeah, and he's a pretty weird guy. Alright, last photo. New York. This is actually right next to Statue of Liberty. You guys know what Statue of Liberty is? The really tall built statue with the green woman with the fire. Okay. New York. So this is when we're about to go on the boat to go visit the Statue of Liberty. We don't actually get to go up to the Statue of Liberty because they've been cutting off people from going up there because there's in case of emergencies of people accidentally exploding stuff in there. The world's crazy. Alright, so this is pretty near to the end of this presentation, and I just want to show you some more pictures. And there's actually Chinese here, so it should be better. Alright. So where we're going to live is in a university called Revere. Revere University is a Catholic college, and this is like the helicopter view of Revere University. And so you have like the fields, you have football fields, you have the gym. You have the gym right here. You have like classrooms and dorms. It's basically living in the college. Alright, so this is more pictures of Revere. So these are just some of the places that we'll visit. We'll be visiting like a beer factory. You guys know what beer factory are? The stuff that your parents love to drink. Okay. Why is this important? I'm not saying that you guys are going to come here and drink all the beer you want. No. This is important because this is actually the first factory that came into creation when United States came. When the United States formed, this factory came. So this factory is pretty important because without this factory, right, United States did not have any money. They used this to become basically a world superpower. Right? So American Independence Day, July 4th, fireworks. You guys know what this is about? This is basically the day when America signed the Declaration of Independence. You guys know what that is, right? 独立宣言. I know my Chinese. Winter Chic. Right? This is also another beach, and this beach is also pretty cool because the water also only goes up to here, and you can walk half a mile into the water and you'll still be here. Yeah. it's unlike Good Harbor. Good Harbor is like it goes up to here whenever you stand in the water. But here it's really shallow. You walk, like I said, you walk really far away. You basically you have to try to drown in order to drown. Okay, so this is a Uyghur sheep. And the cool thing about this is that you get to catch clams. Clams, like the thing with the tongue in there. Right? The thing that you open up and then there's meat inside and then you eat it. It's in hot pots, boko. And Rockport. There's like a rock bridge right here. Rockport is one of the first few trading posts that Boston had. So this basically was the port where Boston was able to trade with England, with Asia. And it looks pretty old. State Ford Park. This place, it's a park. It's a huge park. It's the biggest park I've ever seen. And the place is absolutely beautiful. It's if you guys like sightseeing, you know, seeing like beautiful places, this is definitely a place to check out. I don't like sightseeing, but even I say this is a place worth checking out, so it must be pretty beautiful. Alright, Kennedy Library. So President Kennedy, he's one of the presidents in America, just so you guys know. President Kennedy, he's also the guy, I think he was the first president who got assassinated. You guys know what assassination means, right? The secretly, yeah. So, President Kennedy, he has his own library. It has, because he's also one of the best presidents in U.S. that has ever led U.S. And so he has his own library, and there's a bunch of stuff in there. I don't like reading books, but there's a bunch of books in there. Also a lot of secret stuff, secret doorways. Boston Common. This is the center of. Oh no, this is the center of Boston. The Boston Common. So there's a lot of ducks. I love eating ducks, so this is like heaven to me. But there's so many ducks. There's ducks and swans. Swan. Do you guys know what swans are? Yeah. So yeah, this is the center of Boston. It's also a really huge, gigantic park. Freedom Trail. Freedom Trail. So the cool thing about Boston is that Boston has this kind of thing. This is called the Freedom Trail. And what this is that along the trail, it leads you to many, 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 many historical sites, historical places of how America became, free from England. All right. Another thing famous about Boston is their lobsters. They're huge. All right. I'm not bragging when I say that their claws are bigger than my hand, or just as big as my hand. So the claws, basically this thing, this is their lobster claws, is as big as my hand. My hand's pretty big, right? Yeah, that's as big as his hand, my hand. And it's absolutely delicious. Premium outlets. I don't like this place. I know a lot of you guys do. You guys like shopping, right? I remember Ashley. Right. You like shopping? You're going to love this place. This place is like a little town for shopping. It's a town for shopping. There's food, there's clothes, there's video games. Yeah, I don't like shopping. Alright, so this is just an overview of Boston. There's MIT, Harvard. So as as I've said before, Boston architecture. Architecture as in like the way the houses are. So these buildings are very old. It's definitely one of those buildings that were created right when Boston was formed. Yeah, more pictures of MIT. So see, right here, it looks like this building, entire building. There's a lot of cool things in MIT, like this. The building, it goes like this way. You guys see? It's like someone just took a punch at it. So MIT it's an engineering school. It does a lot of weird things like putting fire trucks on the building. Yeah, they put a fire truck on their school building. And then there's Harvard, talking about that. There's also Harvard Square. Harvard Square, if you're a really big fan of Harvard or you really want to get into Harvard, there's a lot of stuff here, souvenirs that you can remember, like Harvard shirts and stuff. Alright, I believe this is the last slide. You guys look pretty bored. Faneuil Hall, Quincy Market. This is the first market and also the city hall of Boston. So this is the place where the Declaration of Independence was signed, and also where all the people meet, the founding fathers of America. The founding fathers, as in, they're not really the father. They're the father of America, basically. They created America. Alright. So that's where this place, where they met, Faneuil Hall / Quincy Market. Skating. Yeah, these are the boxes I was talking about. I use these all the time. And then I can't read these. Can you guys tell me what this? Can you guys tell me what this says? I can't read it. Okay. Niagara Falls. All right. Niagara Falls, we're also going to go somewhere in Canada. Niagara Falls is beautiful, romantic. And you're, yeah, and this is pretty much all the stuff that you should bring. There's not many things that we want. You can actually bring anything you want, as long as it's not dangerous. But these are just the requirements. That's the last slide. Alright, so we'll continue here. Alright, so I want to end my presentation with this quote. Okay? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Okay? You build a lemonade stand and you become successful. Yeah. By Kate Hart, 1944. So what does this mean? When life gives you lemons, what do you do with lemons? You make lemonade. You build a lemonade stand and you become successful. You start earning money by selling lemonade, right? We're not telling you to come to Grace Learning Center, grab a lemon, and start making your own money. No. We're trying, this is just an analogy, just a, I don't know how to translate that analogy, but analogy as in like a figure of speech. We want, so, another way to say this is that you guys are given the knowledge of English, right? You guys all know English. I can tell because you guys do understand what I'm talking about, somewhat, right? You guys understand English, you guys know what English is. So you're given lemons. Lemons are English. Okay? Lemon is English. So when you have English, what do you do with it? You make lemonade with it. You make lemonade with English. You make English into something that you use. Okay? Once you make English into your lemonade, what do? You build a lemonade stand. Build a lemonade stand, and you start using your English and become successful at it. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. So are you willing to make those lemons into lemonade? That's basically my only question. And so this is the contact page. I'm actually just the assistant. I'm not the, I actually have a boss, 2 bosses. So, yeah, I'm not as, you can contact these guys. If you guys want my contact, you know, you can ask me. But these 2 are the ones that you contact for more information on Grace Learning Center. Questions? Comments? Complaints? Hungry? Thank you guys for being awesome audience. Hope it wasn't too boring. That's the deal. Yeah, I'm starting.
OK， 那个披萨在外面来了。
这样子也不错。